welcome, welcome. If you're using oil, go ahead and grab that. Put a drop of it on your palm. And rub the palms together. Make the spine tall, shift the weight back and forth, side to side in your comfortable seat. Palms up, inhale deeply through the nose, fill the entirety of the lungs. Exhale with a sigh. 2 more. Last one, inhale as much as you can. Think about pausing that breath. And then exhale, release, hands down toward the body. Palms up in a gesture of receptivity. Or if you're feeling like nurturing is something that you need more of right now, palms face down. Let the spine be tall and shift the weight back into the seat a little bit until you can feel the shoulders really stacking over the hips. Extend through the neck and the crown of the head. The chin will drop a little bit naturally. Relax the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Inhale, reach the shoulders up toward the ears. Exhale, roll them back and down. Perfect. If you find that you still have some sort of loud tension in the body, for the next few breaths, create tightness on the inhalation. That can look like anything. You can clench the jaw, squeeze the eyes, make fists. And with the exhale, perceptibly relax that. Regardless of what you're choosing in the moment to do with the physical body, begin to very intentionally turn your awareness to it. Notice that you have a body. Notice what it feels like to have a body. Without any judgment whatsoever, take a scan. Feel the sensation in the hips, the legs, the pelvis. No wrong, no right way to be. If some releasing is available, allow that to happen. Relax the belly. Notice as you invite more of you to be in this moment, some of that tension and holding can relax and soften. Allow that to happen. Notice the ribs and the spaces in between, the lungs expanding and contracting. Shoulders, arms, neck, throat, and head. Notice the brain. Both sense the physical aspects, but also what the brain is doing. What's it making everything mean? What does it want? What does it not want? Just observe. And then with the next inhalation, shift awareness to the heart. And once again, notice not just the physical space of the heart, but the energetic space of the heart. Feel it beating. And then feel the sensation pulsating, perhaps far, far beyond the physical heart. Perhaps only a little bit. Neither one's right or wrong. As we move through practice today, the invitation is going to be one of bringing the heart and the head together, bridging the distance between the two, so that as we move forward into these next cycles, we can do so with a clearer intention. And we can find ourselves led by and following the heart and taking our brain with us. Take 3 more breaths there, please. Begin to lengthen the exhalation purposefully. On your next inhale, take the hands toward the sky. Reach up, look up, interlace fingers, roll palms to the sky, go back any amount. Come to neutral, hands reach up. With the exhalation, take the left hand towards the earth, right hand towards the sky. You can bend the elbow any amount, but make sure that both sides of the seat stay on the earth. Inhale, come up. Exhale, other side. If eyes are closed, that's completely perfect. If they're open, that's fine and perfect too. Move with the breath. And even here, invite an extension of the exhalation until perhaps the inhale is 4, the exhale is maybe 8. The next time your hand is on the right side of the body, keep it there. Left hand up. Elbow can come all the way down to the earth if both sides of the hips can stay down. Inhale, look up, heart towards the sky. Exhale, round the spine, maybe take the left hand towards the earth. Inhale, look up, arm sweeps up long and wide. Exhale, round the spine, look down. One more time like that. Inhale, open the heart towards the sky. Breathe in between each of the ribs. Exhale, round the spine, left hand towards the earth. If you're on the right elbow, come off of the elbow. Lengthen the spine. Inhale, the whole torso is facing the left side of the body now. Just a long spine. Breathe into the left hip and the left side body. As we move into the left side of the body, we're dealing with the more lunar, divine feminine energies, receptivity. One more. Inhale, and as you exhale, walk hands toward the center. Lengthen the torso, soften the jaw. Exhale, walk the hands forward if it feels good, but if the spine rounds at all, stop. We don't need to be far forward here. Just feel the hips, waking up. 2 more breaths. Inhale. And with the exhale, walk hands to the other side. If it feels better in your body, you can come up to center and then exhale to the left. Either way, right hand reaches up, breathe in. Find the lateral stretch that feels good to you as you breathe out. Again, you can be up on the hand or on the elbow. Inhale, reach the head up towards the sky. Exhale, right hand towards the earth, round the chest. 2 more. Deep breaths. Look up, breathe in, heart opens. Breathe out. Round the chest. Last time. If you're on the left elbow, come off of it. Keep rooting down through the right hip. Hands are toward the left side of the body now. And breathe into the right side. Right side of the body signifying more solar, divine masculine energy, active. Last breath there. Fill yourself entirely. And as you exhale, hands come back towards the center. Find the amount of forward fold that feels good for you. We've got plenty of time, so this doesn't need to be super deep. Just kind of find the edge. And as we're here, begin to lengthen the inhalation to match the exhale. So perhaps the exhale was at 6 or 8 and the inhale was at 4. With each breath, lengthen the inhale until it comes to meet. Feel the body balancing. The hips, the legs, the arms, the lungs, the activity in the brain, balancing. 2 more here. And if you practice Ujjayi breath, now's the time to come into it. If you're not quite sure how to do that, it's a slight constriction of the throat, slight drawing in of the chin towards the back of the neck. Last breath. Sounds like the ocean. Walk hands back up towards the center. Feel yourself erect. Crown stacked over hips. 4 Ujjayi breaths. If you're kind of still looking for it, breathe in like you're a little bit surprised, gently parted lips. And breathe out like you're fogging a mirror. And endeavor to find your way into creating that same sound and sensation with the mouth closed. No rush. Last breath. On your next exhale, find your way into a tabletop position. Make the knees relatively wide, so not directly under the hips, a little bit wider than the hips. And you're just going to start to move into each side. There's no particular order that this has to happen in. Just sort of explore into the hips. You might bring the seat towards the heels and go back and forth. In a more extended position. Or maybe for you it feels better right in the middle. Look into where you have sort of some tightness. I've been spending a whole lot of time sitting, like a lot of time sitting. And when I sit, I tend to pull my knees in towards my chest or cross them underneath of me. And what that ends up creating is a lot of sort of stagnant energy in the hips. Need a couple more breaths. And if you're uneven, go ahead and find your way into even. Balance it out. And then bring the heels or the butt towards the heels for child's pose. Make the hands be wherever feels good to you. And so as we practice together today, we're moving into a new moon energy tomorrow. And the new moon energy is beautiful energy for setting intention. And so as we spend these few breaths in child's pose before we move to the active part of our practice, or the more active part of our practice, I invite you to refine your awareness in an affirmative, energetic direction. If there's any sort of struggle that needs to be heard, give it this moment. And then invite it to know that it's been recognized. And to the best of your ability, choose to move into an aspirational energy. Inhale, come forward, hands and knees. Tuck toes, exhale, downward facing dog. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Consider bending the right knee on an exhale. Keep pushing through the hands. Extend the shoulders away from the ears. Full breath in. Exhale, switch. Right heel down. left knee bends. And as the right heel is down, really energetically reach through the right hip. So you can feel it all along the small of the back. And down the side of the thigh. Inhale. Exhale, switch. You can even drop the bent leg hip down into it if it feels good. Now the next breath, come to neutral. Tiptoes, inhale. Ooh, we had some good pops there. Heels down, exhale. Come forward, plank position, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. As much as you can, staying with Ujjayi breath, balanced. Inhale forward, between the inhale and the exhale. Breathe out, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale forward. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Bend the right knee. Keep the shoulders as much in line with one another as you can. Think about looking under the left armpit as you bend the right knee. Take it where you need it to be. We'll have more than one option for this. Reach up towards the sky, inhale. Float it down, exhale. Left leg reaches up, inhale. Bend left knee, exhale. Roll the hip open, maybe look under the right armpit to help encourage the shoulders to stay more in line. Inhale, reach the leg up. Exhale, float it down. Again, inhale, right leg up, bend knee, roll open with the exhale. Up to neutral, inhale. Exhale, pull the right foot all the way through, drop down onto the left knee. Right hand stays on the earth, or left hand stays on the earth, right hand reaches up. And this is a kind of funky, fun transition, you guys. Exhale, right hand down towards the earth. Bend and shift the weight back towards the left leg. Walk hands across the body so that the left hand reaches under the left shoulder, back of the mat. Right hand up. With the exhale, reach the right hand, fingertips towards the right foot. Bring it all the way around. Come onto the ball of the right foot. Step the left leg back. You're in a high plank, facing the back of the mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, come down to the knees and either into child's pose or reach the heart towards the earth, puppy dog pose. Inhale, come forward, hips down with the exhale, either Sphinx or hands at the base of the ribs, and Cobra. Full breath in. Exhale, lower belly pulls towards spine, tuck toes, downward facing dog. Great job. Breathe in through the nose. Out, nose or mouth. You guys look great. In through the nose. Let it go. One more. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bend the knee, roll the hip open. Inhale, bring it up toward the sky, square the hips. Exhale, right foot in between the hands, drop down onto the left knee. Left hand stays on the earth, right hand reaches up. With an exhale, right hand comes down to the earth. Shift weight in toward the left knee, walk hands alongside the body. Inhale, right hand up. Great. Exhale, right fingertips towards right feet. Down onto the earth. Rotate the body. High plank. Inhale deeply. Make your choice, either child's pose or knees down, heart down, puppy pose. Also called Anahatasana. Come forward with the inhale, hips down, exhale. Again, you can choose Sphinx. Stay right here with the elbows under the shoulders. Or if it serves you, hands, base of ribs, heart rises. Downward facing dog is where we meet. Breathe deeply. One more time. Come down onto the knees. Sit back on the heels. Make the spine tall. Bring the thumb and the pinky finger together. Thumb and pinky finger together. This is Jala Mudra. Jala means water. It's about fluidity and movement, but this particular mudra is about mental clarity. And so with your awareness and intention, your focus still on balancing the activity between the brain and the heart, on aspirational awareness. Mudra of mental clarity. Eyes open, set just above the horizon. We often set intentions with eyes closed, but I begin a lot of powerful sort of new moon intention settings with my eyes open. And there's some power to that. So for this moment, with your eyes open, looking ahead, let your gaze be soft and not necessarily see what it is that you actually see. But imagine what your heart wishes for you to see. No wrong, no right. No reasons. No expectations. Just allow your soul to wander for a moment, to dream. Silently, purposefully, draw that awareness into your mind and your heart. As you exhale, let your eyes close, release the mudra, take the hands up, stretch the heart open, go back if it feels good. And then exhale, hands down to the earth, come into a tabletop, tuck the toes, downward facing dog, exhale. Feel the hands on the earth, the feet on the earth. Reach through the arms and the spine. Reach down into the earth through the heels. Consider if the heels are on the earth, making your base longer until your heels don't touch, or lifting your toes so that you shift more weight into the heels and open more alongside the back of the legs. Toes down if they're up. Left leg reaches up, inhale. Bend the knee, roll the hip open with the exhale. Inhale, reach up, hips square. Exhale, left foot, front to the mat between the hands, right knee down. Inhale, left hand up. Stay with the balanced Ujjayi breath. Exhale, left hand down. Spiral onto the shin of the right foot. Walk hands all the way toward the back side of the mat. Right hand under right shoulder, back of the mat. Inhale, left hand in front, and then all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, down alongside the body. Rotate completely into a plank position. Stay here. On the next exhale, find your way either into child's pose or puppy dog pose. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, hips down. Again, you can choose Sphinx with forearms down or Cobra with elbows bent, but you're active in the legs. Last deep breath in. Exhale. Lower belly engages, hips high, heels down. One more breath, in through the nose, out, nose or mouth. Inhale, left leg up, reach really high. And bend the knee and roll the hip open as you exhale. On the next inhale, reach it up, square the hips. Exhale, left foot through. Right knee down on the earth. Left hand up. Stretch open. Exhale, left hand down. Come onto the right shin, walk hands all the way towards the front side of the mat once more. With the exhale, inhale, right hand reaches up towards the sky. And as the breath leaves the body, fingertips point towards the heels. Spiral back into a plank position. Engage the center of the body, soften the eyes. Breathe all the way in. Exhale, child's pose or puppy pose. Inhale forward. Exhale, hips down. Either Sphinx or Cobra. Active through the legs either way. Take one more full inhale. Exhale, lower belly draws in toward the spine to initiate the movement. Toes tuck, down dog. Breathe all the way out. And then breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose as if you were pulling all of what's best in the world into you. And breathe out through the nose with the energy of acceptance. And then come down onto the shins once more. With an exhale, allow the torso to be tall, the crown reach high. Feel yourself rooted and grounded, the energy moving through the body. Once more, Jala Mudra, the mudra of mental clarity. But this time, take the thumbs and the pinkies together, the heels of the palms together. Hold it in front of the heart. Allow the eyes to close down. And take a moment to attune. Reach through the middle fingers so that you're active. Seek awareness of what it is that your heart and your soul seek right now. Let that be your intention. And the intention that I'll offer for all of us is that we can allow ourselves to be exuberant and enthusiastic about the life that we have. To start from a place of unexplainable gratitude for the fact that we have breath in our lungs and a body that can help us experience life, and that we get to decide what we make of it. May we reclaim our power in this beautiful dance, the sovereignty of being in a human body and being able to make choices and still have the eternal connection to all that's divine, to the universe itself. As your intention feels clear to you, separate the space between the thumb and the pinkies. Allow the sides of the hand to come into contact with one another as we move from the Jala Mudra into Lotus Mudra. And we'll give this moment, as we set intention, to acknowledge joyfully the mud and the darkness, which gives us the opportunity to arise from it, just like the lotus blossoms. Nowhere but in those muddy, dirty places. Gratitude for the darkness. With the next breath out, bring fingers together, Anjali Mudra. We send all of these intentions out with one chant of Om, aligning ourselves to the vibration of the universe. Inhale. Full breath in. Maybe you have the feeling of a smile, even if a smile doesn't shape itself on your face. Exhale, release, eyes open, hands to the earth with the next breath out. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog, but like the kind of downward facing dog that you would take if you were a happy puppy. Wiggle and move if you need or want to. As you inhale, pick the right hand up off of the earth. Reach through the right fingertips as if you're reaching for something amazing. And as you exhale, take the right hand towards the left leg. It can be thigh, calf, ankle, it doesn't matter. But reach through the left heel and look underneath the right armpit. Take one more breath in that space. Exhale, unwind. One breath in neutral. Left hand, reach it up, reach to the fingertips, breathe in. And exhale, left hand, right leg. Look underneath the right armpit. Soften the gaze. One more. Unwind with the exhalation. Look toward the top of the mat with the inhale. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Spiral the left foot flat. Windmill the arms up, warrior two. Brilliant. Check that your front heel bisects the arch of the back foot. Amazing. Sink down into the hips. Check and make sure that your front knee is not past the plane of the ankle. If it is, scoot your little toes forward until the ankle is ahead of the knee. Perfect. Fantastic. And now take your hands to your hips and shift your shoulders so that they're over your hips. Great. So those of you who had your shoulders really far forward, you don't need to worry about the future. It's going to take care of itself. Open your arms. Those of you that had your shoulders way far back, the past is done, man. You can let it go whenever you want to. Look up. Inhale. Reach the hand up. Exhale. Reverse. Brilliant. One more deep breath in. Reach, 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 reach. Exhale, elbow to knee or hand to the earth inside. And then take the left hand up towards the sky. Breathe. Be light on your right hand or elbow. Extend through the shoulder girdle. Take one more full breath in. And as you exhale, you may need to come up, use a block, or have your hand on your shin, but straighten the right leg or right knee. So you're in triangle now. Take care not to lock out the right knee, so a little teeny bend. And then inhale, arm overhead. Exhale, bring it in front of the body. Inhale, take it overhead. Exhale, straight down towards the earth, and then reverse. Inhale, take it all the way up in front and around. One more time. Inhale, reach in front of you, all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, hand comes alongside the body. Take the hand towards the hip, look forward, bend the right knee, pour all of the weight into the right foot, shift weight forward. Hand is in front of the right foot and off to the side, maybe 18 inches or so that it's underneath the shoulders. Half moon. Your left hand can be up, it can be overhead, or if your body's asking for it at this moment, you can even bend the left leg and hold on to the left foot. If you can hold on to the left foot from the big toe side, that might provide more sensation in the shoulder. Great, take one more full breath in. If you're bound, release the bind. Everyone together, reach through the fingertips, through the feet, look towards the earth, bend the right knee, step the left leg back. Inhale, warrior two. Straighten the right knee. Turn feet parallel to one another. Hands reach up towards the sky. Fold forward, empty. Wide leg forward, fold, press Pranayama Uttanasana. Yogi choice here. So you can walk hands back and forth. You can walk hands through. You can do what feels good to you, as long as that includes breathing. Breathing deeply. So I invite you to consider, as you're on this inquiry around intention setting and aspirational energetics, if there's any part of you, or maybe it's more appropriate to say what part of you, argues against or has reasons why not. Not wrong, but useful to know. And as you notice those pieces and parts, one more breath here. Hands toward the earth if they're bound with the exhale. Flat back, inhale. You have an opportunity. Hands walk in front of you, hips reach back. So you're in a wide leg, almost like a wide leg puppy dog pose. Lengthen the spine. You have an opportunity to receive those parts of you, those thoughts and beliefs, also with enthusiasm, with love, with joy. Because they're the places where you have the opportunity to shine light. Hands underneath the shoulders with the inhale. Exhale, left toes point towards the front or the back side of the mat. Check that the left heel bisects the arch of the right foot. Windmill, arms up, warrior two. Same thing, check in with yourself. Create a little bit of tension between the feet so that you feel the left heel moving towards the right foot behind you. Yeah, awesome. And now check in and see if your knee is past the plane of your ankle. If that's you, yeah, scoot your little toes forward. Fantastic. Check that your shoulders are over your hips. Great job. Okay. Pull your pelvic floor in, your lower belly in, so that the extraneous curve in the low back disappears. A curve is fine, but yeah, great. Perfect job. As you inhale, reach the left hand up. Exhale, right hand Slides down the right leg. Reverse. Stay here for another breath. And then on the next inhale, come back to neutral. Exhale, left elbow to knee or left hand to the earth. Right hand up, side angle. If you want to, you can rotate and take the left arm over the ear. Don't have to. Just breathe. On the next breath, you may wish to come up a little bit or use a block. But with the exhalation, straighten the left knee. Triangle. Exhale. Arms alongside the body. And then reach up with the breath. So you're making those big circles. Exhale down. Inhale up. Breathing space into the ribs. Reverse the flow. Reaching overhead. Alongside the body. The next time the hand is reaching either up towards the sky or on the spine or the side of the body, bring hand to hip. Shift all the weight into the left foot. Exhale, engage belly to spine, rise onto the left foot, left hand under left shoulder. As you feel ready to, you might reach the right hand towards the sky. By the way, you can look up or down, depending on what your neck wants you to do. If you want that bind, bend the right knee and hold on to the big toe side if it's available. If not, wherever you can. One more breath. If you're bound, release. Take an inhale, reach through hands and feet. Stretch and make yourself big in every direction. Bend the left knee. Place the right foot down. Inhale, rise up. Parallel the feet. Interlace the fingers behind the back, or alternately, you can hold onto the elbows, or you can take the palms together in a reverse namaskar. Take the choice that feels good to you. Lengthen, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Arms overhead. Heels of the palms move toward one another. Beautiful. Reach through both feet. If you've lost sort of the focus on the breath, come back to it now, please. Soften and release through the low back, the backs of the legs. If you're bound, release that on the next exhale. Brilliant. Walk hands under shoulders, breathe in. Hands walk out in front, breathe out. So you're really, really stretching. Lengthen. Create a little bit of tension, perhaps. Push the fingertips in toward the earth. Breathe into the lower lungs, the mid lungs, the upper lungs. Expand in every direction. On the next inhale, hands under the shoulders. Turn right toes toward the front of the mat. Spiral onto the ball of the left foot and either take a vinyasa or just step into downward facing dog, whatever serves you best right now. Beautiful. And so, one of the things that's been useful for me to be aware of, 2 more breaths in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth, as it relates to intention setting, as it relates to receiving, manifesting. Is an awareness that my imagination pales in comparison to what's possible. Take one more breath. Inhale forward. Pause here. Strong belly. Pull everything towards the center. And what I mean by that is that I think is possible and the way I think it's going to happen is absolutely not the way things play out in 99.99999% of circumstances. Take one more breath in, and as slowly as you can, lower your belly down toward the earth. Now, if being on your belly is painful for you today, you can come into hero pose and modify the next series of asana in hero pose or from hero pose. Wherever you're at, take a very, very deep breath in. Exhale completely. One more time like that. Fill your entire body as if your cells were breathing, as if you were filling the spaces in between the molecules of you with life and with energy. And exhale as if you had no concern that you would be filled completely again. Those of you that are lying flat on your back, take your right hand, take both of your hands and open them in a T position. Spread your fingers really wide. Press them down into the earth. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring the left arm under the left shoulder and roll onto the right side of the body. Those who are in hero pose, take your arms, open them really, really, really wide as you possibly can. And then take your right arm and bring it behind your body. Whoop. Take your left hand and reach for the inside of your right bicep. Pull the right bicep toward the left side of the body, like this. If that feels too much on your left shoulder, relax it down a little bit and maybe consider bringing the right hand towards the left side of the hip. Where I want you to feel it is in this part of the shoulder. Alternately, you can have the right hand alongside the left torso. This is the hero pose, folks. And hold on to the right fingers with the left hand. And move like this. For me, it helps create more sensation that's pleasant and feels like an opening. When my hand is like this, if I take my chin toward the left shoulder and tuck it in. Maybe that's not true for you. You can try it. Wherever you're at, breathe deeply, please. Those of you who are flat on the earth may consider bending the right knee or the left knee, the top knee, whatever the top knee is, and bringing the sole of the top foot to the earth behind the bottom leg. Exactly. Breathe into the shoulder. Breathe into the chest and the heart. You're going to take 3 more breaths here, please. And as you take these breaths, consider inviting in the energy of releasing the limitations that past hurts have perhaps left artifacts of in you. On your next, or perhaps the exhalation after that, when you feel ready to, come back to a neutral position. So either roll onto your belly or release the bind and let both hands be on the lap. Just take a moment to integrate. Again, the right side of the body. Is that more divine masculine, solar, active, make things happen, get them done sort of energy. Balance that. On the belly, arms open into a T position once more, palms flat on the earth. As you're ready to, right hand reaches under right shoulder and you slowly roll onto the left side of the body. Continue to reach through the left palm. Make your way in whatever way serves and feels good to you. Those of you in hero pose, open the arms out wide. And then as you exhale, bend the right hand this time and reach for the left bicep or forearm, wherever you can reach. Take a few breaths of just opening into the shoulder. Maybe that feels enough for you. If you want a little more sensation, maybe left hand reaches towards the right side of the hip. Maybe that feels okay for you. And perhaps you wish to take the right fingers, interlace them with the left. Look towards the right. And drop the chin toward the right shoulder. Breathe deeply. Again, with the energy of release. When I think about it, I'm always sort of floored by the absolute sort of statistical improbability of us even existing. Take 3 more breaths, please. It's really insane if you think about it. When you're ready to, gently unwind, release, come back to a neutral position. Those of you who are on your belly, take a breath or 2 there. And then when you're ready to, we're going to do the same thing but opposite direction. And so what I mean by that is you're going to come up onto your knees, take the right arm and dive it underneath you, and then slowly lower yourself down, or just lift up the chest, listen to your body, take the right hand, dive it underneath you, and then roll over so that you're completely prone. You're flat on the earth, but your right arm is underneath you at the level of the shoulders. Alternately, if you're in hero pose, you can simply open the arms up wide once more, bring the right arm across the body, hold on to the right shoulder, and once more reach through the right hand. Up to you. Where you should feel this, where I'm hoping to create space, is in the back side of the heart, the back side of the shoulder, beneath the shoulder blade. So breathe into that space. The arms are related to reaching out and taking in. To our ability to give and to receive. This is an integral aspect of intention and manifestation. Because something that is true is that whether we think we can do something or we think we can't, whether we think something is possible or we think it's not, we're absolutely right. If we don't believe something is possible, it could show up at the door, knock and explain exactly what it is, and we would not believe it. This is why intention setting from the brain is exponentially less effective than intention setting from the heart. Take 2 more breaths. And then when you feel ready to, Come out of it on this side. Once more, find a neutral position. So that might be hands on your forearms. It might be child's pose. It could be anything, yes? Find the one that feels good to you. And then when you're ready to, we'll take it on the other side. So again, you can come onto the knees and reach your arm, your left arm underneath you if that feels better to you today. You can come up into sort of a cobra on one hand, the right hand, and dive the left arm under before lowering yourself down onto the earth. Or you can be completely upright, open the arms wide, and then bring the left arm in front of the body at the level of the shoulders. Hold on to the upper arm and open in that way. Whatever you've chosen is beautiful. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. Breathe all the way into the fingertips. Take a few more cycles of breath, please. And when you feel even, if you feel as though the energy between the two sides is even for you, and so if it takes longer, let it take longer. Come back to a neutral position. Breathe into that neutral space. Allow everything to integrate and balance. And then either bend the knees, grab hold of the ankles, flex the feet flex the ankles, or flex the toes. And inhale up onto the belly, resisting feet away from arms, chest open to the sky, or you can come up onto the shins, lift the heart up with the inhale, and take camel. So again, you're on the belly, holding on to the ankles or the feet, and reaching up. Or you're on the ankles or on the shins, hands at the small of the back, and camel. Breathe. When you need to come down, and then lift up on the next inhalation. And we stay here, beautiful. Move with the breath. Breathe into the center of the body. All through the center of the body as we move into this shape. We're bringing energy to the entirety of the chakra body, the subtle body, activating. Knees move toward one another if you're on the earth. Perfect. Whatever you've chosen, take one more. And as you find your way into your maximum expression of it today, relax the jaw and stay 1 or 2 breaths more than you think is possible for you. I don't mean hurt yourself, I mean question your edges in a safe and loving way. When that feels complete to you, relax either your hips down towards your heels or your legs and arms down to the earth. Neutralize yourself once more. Take a full deep breath in and out. And then bring the hands under the shoulders if you're on the earth. Lift up into an upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. Those of you that are in a kneeling position, you can either bring yourself in a downward facing dog or take a full vinyasa by coming forward into a plank and lowering down, etc. Everyone together, breathe deeply, please. And breathe with the spirit of a willingness to receive whatever arrives and to release whatever leaves. Inhale, right leg up, just straight up, reach to the heel. You're not opening, you're just reaching straight back. Inhale. And then with the exhale, take the right foot between the hands, drop down onto the left knee. Look forward, inhale. Hips release down, exhale. You can stay right here. This is great. If it feels good to you, you're going to bend the back leg, reach for it with both hands. Resist against the hands with the foot. So you're reaching back. This particular pose is called a Radha Krishna pose. And Radha and Krishna have this really beautiful love story where they're like sort of chasing and catching. It's that sort of energy. So you open yourself up to receiving. One more breath here. And then gently, slowly release. Step the right leg back. Downward facing dog. Exhale completely. Inhale, left leg up, reach through the left heel. Exhale, left foot between the hands, right knee drops down. Once more, stay here if you want to, if it feels good in your body. This is a great place to be. If you want to, and it feels good to you, bend the right knee, reach back for the right foot, resist against, hips sink down, breathe into the whole front side of the body. Take one more or two. Make yourself even. And when you feel balanced, gently release. Come back into downward facing dog. Get there however feels good to you. Breathe in through the nose. Deep, 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 deep. And out through the mouth. One more time. Breathe in through the nose. And then exhale. Come down onto the knees. Now, some of you are going to find that this is sufficient. Some of you are going to wish to sit on a block or a stack of books so that you're a little bit higher. Some of you are going to feel very open in the knees. If that's you and you want to take a full Virasana or hero pose, you'll take your hand and roll the calf muscle out of the way so that your sit bone can come on the earth. And behind you, it looks like so. The only way that I would like for you to try that out is if your spine can be tall. If you're rounded in any way, don't worry about it. Nothing special happens if you're there. Yeah. Press the feet, whatever you've got on the earth, press it down into the earth. So I'm kind of like flexing my toes a little bit into the earth, reaching through the knees. Spine is tall. Stay here. If you want more sensation, walk the hands behind the body. Stop where it feels sufficient to you. Maybe the hands keep walking back. Maybe you come down onto the forearms. Maybe you come all the way down to the earth. Again, if you're kind of bending into the lower back, or if the knees are coming up, don't go down as far. Nothing special happens. The thing is that you don't have to be anybody different than you are to have the things that your heart seeks. There's nothing actually wrong with you.
But what often stands in the way is that we think it has to look a certain way. And so we look for the thing that we think it has to be. If you wish to, you can bring your arms overhead. That's if you're flat on the earth. And if that feels good, you can hold for opposite elbows. Breathe into the whole front side of the body. Continue to feel the action of the tailbone tucking slightly, opening along the front side of the thighs and the hips. Maybe you can remember a time when something happened that you had hoped for, dreamed for, wished for, and it happened in the most weird, unexpected way that you almost couldn't believe it was happening. Take 2 more breaths, please. If you're all the way down on the earth, it's almost like a fish pose situation. I like to hold on to my feet and come onto the elbows so that I'm not using too much in my low back. Lower belly moves toward the spine, palms come to the earth. Help yourself up. Bring your feet up. Shake, shake, shake them. You can shake your arms too. Whatever feels good to you. Okay. So we're going to move into the last few shapes in the more active part of the practice. Those of you who are feeling extra tight in your hips, what I want you to do is what feels best for you, right? Don't feel so worried about getting your hips on the ground or getting super deep into it, yeah? Just find the version that works for you. Use blocks to bring the world to you. So first pose is Gomukhasana, cow face pose. The best way, easiest way to get into this for a lot of people is to come onto hands and knees, reach the right leg behind you, really stretch back, and then as you exhale, bring the right knee behind the left, and then walk the hips down to the earth between the legs. If you're feeling extra tight, bring a block and sit as high as you need to sit, even if it's like this, yeah? Or some other version. Since the left leg is on top, the left arm will be on bottom. So, again, open the arms up really wide. And as you exhale, bring the right arm up and then down to the center of the spine. Left arm moves back as far as you can get it. When you can't get it back anymore, then bend the left elbow and reach for either the hand or maybe you're holding onto a strap. You can stay right here. Shoulders work away from the ears. For some of you, it's going to feel supportive if you begin to fold forward. If you choose to do that, lead with the heart. So you reach forward on the exhalation with the heart. Hips stay heavy. And then eventually, when the chest is in contact with the leg, then you can relax the head down. We're going to stay with the legs a little bit longer than we are with the arms. So breathe into every space where you feel a little bit of tightness. Come out of it as you need to. Care for yourself. Specificity, when we visualize, is an important thing, but it's exponentially more powerful if we're specific about the feeling versus the detail. Those of you with the bind, take 1 or 2 more breaths with the bind and then release the bind, but stay in the hips. You can have the hands behind you, in front of you, on the feet or on the earth. But allow the hips to rest down into the earth. Breathe. From an energetic perspective, one of the things that the hips represent is a feeling of safety. One of the ways that we create safety is by trying to control. When it comes to visualizing and manifesting the future that our heart desires, control is not only an illusion, but it's a barrier. And even more than that, it's a limiting factor. Take 2 or 3 more breaths there. And then as you feel ready to, come up, unwind, make your feet really wide, super wide, and just kind of let them fall from side to side a couple of times. Neutralize that. And if you want to have a scowly face or something, you totally can. But it might feel good to relax tension. When you feel as though, yep, that's good, I'm cleansed. Come into it on the other side. Again, it can be really super useful to come into tabletop position. And so we'll do it on the other side. I think that means left leg reaches up. And then as you exhale, left knee comes behind right, and you walk yourself up. This time the right leg is on top, that means the right arm is on bottom. Again, open hands up, and with the exhale, find the edges of what's possible. When you find the edge, bend the elbows. Make whatever connection is possible. By the way, if you're like, whoa, this is totally different than the other side, is that normal? Absolutely. Totally normal. Stay with the breath. Start to bring yourself into that space of very conscious awareness of the times that life has surprised you. Maybe you can think of a time when you'd given up on something. Take 2 more breaths with the bind if you've got it. You can fold forward whenever you feel ready to, if that's in it for you today on this side. If you're in the bind, release that. Hips stay heavy. Breathe deeply. Come to the place where you find the most sensation. So for me today, being up a little bit gives me more sensation where I need it than being folded all the way forward. It wasn't like that yesterday, and it might not be like that tomorrow, but today it's true. The you from 10 years ago, or 15 years ago, or 20 years ago, would that you have seen you where you are right now? With the things you have, the people you know, the abundance that you experience. Take a couple more breaths. If you're like most, the answer is very likely no. You wouldn't have imagined the details of what exists for you now. On an inhalation, lift the torso up. Cleanse. Take your time. Do what you need to do. Perfect. Come to it, face the front of your mat. Bend the right knee. Stretch the left leg out behind you. Half pitch in. Either the foot is flexed or the toes are flexed. One of the two. Press down into the shin and the top of the back leg. Walk the hands toward the hips and draw the legs together like if you're closing a pair of scissors. Maybe the fingertips come up off the earth. If they do, reach the hands up. Breathe into the hips. Create tension in order to release it. Maybe pause at the top of the breath, and then as you exhale, slowly lower the hips down first. And then walk the hands wherever feels good to you. Optionally here, we've done a lot of twisting and opening. You may find that it feels good to take your left arm underneath in the space between the right hand and knee and drop the left ear towards the earth. Taking a little bit of a twisted pigeon. You can reach the right arm behind you for the right foot if you desire. And take 2 more breaths, please. And you can choose to stay here for a few more breaths, or if King Pigeon, Ekapada Raja Kapotasana, that's a fun word to say, reminds me of expialidocious, supercalifragilistic. You come up to a preparatory position, bend to the left knee behind you, reach back for the left foot with the right hand. If you want to take the full one, you reach for the outside, the pinky toe side, rotate the arm up along the sagittal plane, take the right hand behind and reach for the foot. Same as we did earlier, resist against the hand. Reach the heart out. Hips are heavy. 1 more breath. And then gently, slowly release if you've taken King Pigeon. Roll out of it. Maybe wiggle a couple times in the center. And we take it on the other side. So again, right leg behind, press down in the top of the leg, the shin, walk hands towards the hips. If the fingertips are up off the earth, reach them towards the sky. Inhale. Maybe pause the breath, feel the fullness. And then exhale, hips down toward the earth. Hands reach. Come down. And so as we move to the closing of the practice, we move to the space where we're surrendering into stillness. I invite you to consider the symbolism of the way that we finish a practice. You can either stay here, or if you'd like King Pigeon, you come back onto the hands into the more preparatory position, bend the right leg behind, reach for the pinky toe side with the right hand. If you want the full one, pull it in, elbow up along the sagittal plane, left hand reaches up and over, and you resist. And you breathe. You can also take the head back and bring the foot to the head if you wish. Take 1 more breath here if you're in King Pigeon, and then slowly come out of it. Regardless of where you are, go ahead and come on out. Find your way into a seated long leg position. Fold forward. You may find that you want to stretch from side to side, or take the right hand to the outside of the left foot or leg, left hand to the outside of the right foot or leg, and stretch all those muscles. And take 3 more breaths here. Come to center. Lower yourself down onto the back. You take a final twist of your choosing, or come right into Shavasana, whichever serves you best right now. But whether you're taking a final twist and wringing things out, or you're all the way flat in Shavasana, allow the breath to be full and long. Beautiful. And consider for a moment
that when we practice Shavasana, literally corpse pose, the energetics of that is that we are practicing the final release. We're bringing ourselves into a space of conscious awareness, the finite nature of this embodied existence. And so as you allow yourself to slip into that space, let yourself be held and nurtured. But perhaps if you feel called to, you wish to also invite into this moment an awareness of what you would desire the energy of your life to have been if this were not practice but the actual moment. What does your heart wish to feel in those final goodbyes? It's not a sad thing, it's a beautiful thing, because that can only happen if you've existed in the first place. And you do, right now. And so now is the time. To align yourself with the energy that your heart seeks. You don't need permission. You don't need anything you don't have. And you don't need to wait one moment. Make no rush. And begin to awaken from your heart outward. breath to deepen. Feel the spine, the root, the belly. The solar plexus. The throat. The third eye and the crown. And as you experience yourself here, still and calm, in corpse pose, Shavasana, receive the invitation to be reborn into the energy of your heart's deepest desire, in alignment and attunement with the heart, with the soul, and with all the faculties of the mind that will allow you to notice when that which your heart seeks presents itself, and give you the words to say yes and accept it. And will notice when you're holding on to things that do not align, and give you the words to release it. As you feel ready to, as the energy moves to the fingers and the toes, wiggle and move in the way that serves you, and find your way eventually onto the right side of the body, knees bent, arms as a pillow, fetal pose. And so we symbolize the cycles of birth and death and rebirth as we move from corpse to fetal pose. Take a moment to state your intention, and that could be in the form of a color, a sensation, a song, a smell, in a way that you understand. When it permeates the entirety of you, rise to a seated position with the spine tall and the crown high and light, even as the hips are rooted. Cross the elbows or the wrists in front of the body. Wrap the pinky fingers around one another. Skip the rings. Wrap the middle finger, wrap the index finger, and then bring the thumb and the ring finger together. Hold that towards the heart. This is the mudra of the courageous heart. Let the eyes close when you found it. Sense the connections of energy in the body and the mind and the spirit. Allow the energy of the heart to flow through you. Feel your intention. Feel the energy of your awareness, your faith, your willingness to accept grace and peace, forgiveness and love into your life, to be held, to be nurtured, not by any one person, but by existence, by the energy of the universe herself. We close by sending our intentions out, either while holding Courageous Heart Mudra, if it feels like it serves you, or by bringing palms together in Anjali Mudra, palms flat. 3 ohms. Inhale to begin. On your next exhale, bow your head to your courageous heart. Unwind the fingers if they're still wound. Palms come toward one another and thumbs rise toward the third eye. And all that is human and all that is divine, all the love, all the light, all the truth within me recognizes and bows with the deepest of gratitude and humility, with infinite love, to all that is human and divine, made of love and light and truth within you. May we never take one single breath for granted, and may we never forget that we are one. Namaste. I love you.